Very good morning, everyone. Respected Dean Sir, Dr. Dipendra Sharma Sir, Dr. Kishore Sir, our Academic Director Administration, Sunil Sir, HOD PGM, Hardik Sir, HOD VD, and we all are here for a beautiful webinar session on hands-on training, which is on a workshop on how to catch fake predatory clone journals in academic. The reason behind this session, this workshop being organized, in order to spread awareness amongst the faculties, among us, all the young research scholars about the fake, predatory, cloned journals in academic, and subsequently how to catch them with open source intelligence tools. With this training, their time, our time, our energy will be saved and will not fall in the trap of these journals. The resource person for this webinar, this session is Dr. Sumit Narola. He is a PhD in electronic media and conflict resolution from Punjab University, Chandigarh. He is presently working as a director, head of institution in Amity School of Communication in Amity University. He has got three masters and two postgraduate diplomas to his credit. He has published two books in mass communication, journalism, and ethics in books. One of his books, Environmental Awareness and Role of Social Media with IGI Publication USA, has recently been indexed by Collaborative Book Citation Analysis, Web of Science, and has also published several national and international research papers in journals. He has also been to Dubai, Slovenia, Nepal, Singapore, Amsterdam for his research work and paper presentations. The core areas for his research are new media, convergence media, media research in print media, electronic media, fake news detection, peace building, and conflict resolution. He is also the chairman of the recently established Center on Fake News and Disinformation. It's a humble request to everyone. Please mute yourself and keep your audio mute for the entire session. Before I'm handing over to the resource person to continue with his session, I would welcome Dr. Dipendra Sharma, sir, Dean UWSC, for the welcome address. Sir.
Dipendra sir, you are on mute.
Thank you, Nupur. Thank you, Nupur. Okay. So, Dr. Sumit, we welcome you on behalf of the United World School of Business, which is a constituent institute of Karnamati University at Gandhinagar. And although a very good introduction has already been given by Nupur about you, so your introduction does not lie in the few lines,
Yes.
but it lies on the amount of the work that you have been doing. And I really want to thanks you that for the fraternity that the selfless service I would like to quote it that you are doing. And the topic of today is such a you can say very pertinent topic, not only for our scholars, even for the faculty members. Because many a time we are doing some good research work, but we do not know, and we get our paper published in some journals which are not even considered for the appraisal of or which do not have any amount of due recognition. So the entire effort which have been made by the respective faculty it goes in vain. So I have attended this session of your all earlier also, and I have found it very useful. So that is why I requested you once again to share this session for all of us. And I'm not sure, I'm fully confident that each one of the person who's attending this seminar, they will have a lot to take away after this session, and it is really going to help him in his journey of research. So without much ado, I will not come between you and the people who are eager to listen to you. So I will give a very warm welcomes to you, and we are looking forward to have a great session. So Sumitji,
Thank,
you can take on the dais now.
thank,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. You are my senior, and you will always remain so. And thank you for
Oh,
giving me this opportunity. And I was there in VIT Vellore yesterday, and we were talking
mm,
about the same thing. And the session went up to 3.5 hours, and we decided to have it
Okay.
only 1 hour, but it went to 3.5 hours because so many questions and queries. So what
Questions
I would
because,
like to say to everybody is that please come up with new names of the journals. I am also increasing my database. If you have any doubt about any journal, please put that in chat box or tell to Nupur. She is managing the show, so she can tell me, because once I'm sharing the screen, I will not be able to see the questions. But I would like to answer all the queries related to anything related to research, writing, and then publishing in a cloned and predatory journal, and how to avoid that. And I will be showing you a couple of softwares. I have a list of 15 clone journals which is working. They are still alive. And I have a list of 15 predatory journals. They are still alive. So I will be giving you the names, and it is in black and white. And I'm not afraid of anybody that I cannot give you the name. I will be giving you the names, and I will be giving you the websites, and I will be giving you the key of these journals. Even after paying them something, your research will not be published, it will not be recognized, and it will not be in Scopus databases, but it will be on their website only. So these are the things that they are doing it, and let's be very, very careful of that, that the next generation of researchers will not be fooled by this. Many of us has burnt hand in it. Even I have published some of my papers in 2012, 13 or 14 when we were not aware. Now we're fully aware, and I'm taking constantly workshop in this area only. So I'm just sharing my screen. So I had 35 to 40 slides. I will not be showing every slide. I will be sending them to Devinder sir, but it will be hands-on training. I will show you 3 slides. After 3 slides, will be hands-on. I will be going
uh,
live.
just
Yes, sir.
Nupur, how many hours do we have at our disposal, Nupur? What is the maximum duration we can have this session?
It's not like that. We can have it. So,
Okay. So it depends upon the queries that we are going to have.
Yes,
Fine.
yes, yes,
Fine.
yes,
Sure.
yes.
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Nupur.
Google Meet is, I think, sir, unlimited time.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So yes, rest of us can switch off their mics as well as their videos. So
And when, sir, there is any question, please stop me in between and go for the question.
sure, sure,
Sometimes the question just comes, and then people forget to ask that. So,
sure,
guys,
sure.
thank you, everybody. Dr. Suvinula, I'm Director ASCO, MIT School of Communication, and we have recently established a Center of Excellence for Detection of Fake News and Disinformation. We will be speaking about that also. I was in Singapore in December 2019 for the training, which I was selected for 15 days, and it is the Asia Pacific headquarter of Google. And we are being trained to catch fake news, open source intelligence software. Those are free. I started this journal of content, community, and communication in 2015. It is now Scopus Index Journal. This is the only journal in media run by a university which is in Scopus. And I'm a Google certified fact checking trainer, and I will be speaking about that also. And we are trying to launch this channel that will be an edutainment channel, that is MD TV, and I'm the deputy head. So clone journal are the counterfeit mirror of an authentic journal that exploit the title and ISN of a legitimate journal. You will see that it has the same ISN and title of that journal. In contrast to predatory, clone journals are more likely to accept from papers since they have developed as a mirror image of reputable journals. They have done the cloning of that. Some of these counterfeit journals actively chase authors through a modified email. That modified email will be through the Gmail. As and when you see a call for paper from a Gmail, or you got an editor's email from a Gmail, प्लीज बी अवेयर, एकदम से आप वो हो जाएं, जागरूक, अवेयर हो जाएं. Authors may be duped by these solicitation into paying an open access publication fees. We will have full discussion on open access publication fees, that why it is being paid, what is open access publication fees, and who to pay these fees. Trusting that their work is about to be published in a reputable journal, which doesn't happen. Your paper will not be in the reputable journal, just in the clone journal. Predatory is called write-only publishing or deceptive publishing. It is an exploitative publication business model which involves charging publication fees. If you can see in the end, according to one study, 60% of articles published in predatory journals receive no citation over the 5-year period following publication. They will die their own natural death, and nothing will happen to them, and it will be a poor quality of journal which will be becoming a predatory journal, and your research will also be sold to the people. Now, the first thing that I want to discuss is wrong and dubious impact factors. Very important for us to understand which are the best impact factors that we have to see as and when there is a discussion on impact factors. So as of now, there are only 2 impact factors. One is site score by Elsewhere, it is by Scopus. Another one is JCR report by Clarivate, which is Web of Science. So there are 2 agencies which are giving you the exact and good impact factor. All the Altmetrics has also come into the fray, and we will be discussing Altmetrics also after the discussion. Altmetrics will be the third one. So 2 impact factors. So how to check the other dubious impact factor? There is a website to check that. We will go to this website, predatoryjournals.com. And here is a list of misleading and fake matrices. So you can check that AE Global Index, Site Factor, Cosmos. Cosmos is almost given to every cloned journal is using Cosmos Impact Factor. And then we have Index Copernicus, Infobase, and many other alike. So you need to take care of this by this website, predatoryjournals.com, and go to matrices, and then you will get the list of misleading and fake matrices. Now, why they're misleading and fake? You can read it here. The website for the metric is non-transparent and provides little information about, such as location, management team and its experience, other company information, and like. So these are some of the 7 to 8 points which make them predatory or dubious impact factor. That is why they are not at all recognized anywhere. But every clone journal will use these impact factors. So as and when you go to the website of a journal and you see any of these impact factors, please beware and do not participate in that journal. Coming back to presentation. The next one, some important links. Another link is again predatoryjournals.com/journals. We will again go to this link and I will show you a couple of more things in this journal. We also have our website, that is cdfnd.in, Center for Detection of Fake News and Disinformation, where we are putting up all the things and all the details for fake and cloned and predatory journals as and when we get the information. I will also be sharing the latest discontinued list of Scopus, which released yesterday at around 6 p.m. So I have that list. I will be sharing you that also, where you can see the discontinued journals and you can check them. And then we have a UGC care link also we will be discussing. And as and when you have any problem and you want to discuss with Scopus, you can write to them, that is titlesuggestion@scopus.com. And you can ask about the index journal status, the health of that journal, the journal's red flagged or not, any kind of information about that journal, you can write to them and they will reply to you. If they do not reply to you, we also have started our email helpline that I will be discussing you at the end. You can reply to you can email to us and we will get back to you with all the facts and figures in 48 hours. So let's go to this link again, predatoryjournals.com. So this is the same link, but here now we have gone to journals. So you can see a list of journals, those who have become predatory. And yes, some journals are in Scopus. Most of the predatory journals are in Scopus or Web of Science. Why they become predatory? They start publishing out of their context area. I will be showing you all the predatory journals. They are in Scopus, but in the next list, they will be out. Why? Because they're publishing some sciences journals are publishing the papers of management, and some management journals are publishing the papers of sciences. So these things are happening to them. So this is the list. Most prominent journals in this list will be the journals which started with the name of global and started with the name of international. As and when you see a journal, the name of international is used, please beware and check the journal thoroughly. The word international has become a kind of a negative word now. You just cannot use international in front of the journal because that journal will not be recognized. You will not be able to catch the standards of international.
Sorry, Naishad, but yes, sir. Sorry for interrupting you. Are you displaying some PowerPoints or what?
I'm going to the websites also. This
Because
is the
we are not
website.
we are not able to see any share screen or something. We are just able to hear your voice. That's why I just interrupted you, sir.
Okay, I think the screen is shared, and
We can see it. We can see it. We can
yes,
see it.
yes, it
Yeah,
might be
List
the
of
internet
reporting
problem.
and tag metrics.
Yes, it might be the internet problem with the other person. So you need to check your internet. So this is a website, that is predatoryjournals.com, list of misleading and fake matrices. Again, on the website, we got a list of predatory journals. And again, on the same website, you can check the list of predatory publishers also. Nowadays, predatory publishers are also coming up. Here is a list of predatory publishers, and you can check them. And there is a full details that how they are going to check it. You can read them and you can possibly see that whether and why this journal or why this publisher is predatory, right? Okay, so UGC care unipune.ac.in, you can go to this website also. I will be coming to this website later in the later part of my presentation. Now 15 crucial points. We will be checking all the points and I will be giving you hands-on on how to check them. Most fake predatory clone journals will not have any submission deadlines. They will charge money and will give you early publication. Most of them will be having multiple journals doing the same job. They use the clone websites with same logo and ISN number. They have fake stamps of Scopus or Web of Science. And Google indexing is very easy. There is no science involved in it, but it gives you more citations. So if a journal is saying that is Google index, yes, it can be Google index, but there is nothing, no science involved in it. So don't see that it is a very big opportunity to publish with Google indexing journal. So let me take you to some of the clone journals which are still in the market and minting money out of us. First one is Adalia Journal. Just look at the website of this journal. So the modus operandi, again, impact factor 5.3. You don't know from where it has been taken. The email is the Gmail editor.adejournal@gmail.com, and the logo Web of Science is used. Yes, the original journal may be in Web of Science, but this is not the original website. And then these logos: UGC, Clarivate, Google Scholar, DOI, NISCARE, and then the pictures without any details of the editorial board. And these editorial people doesn't know that their name has been misused here. So how you can stop that? What you can do now, you can go to Google Alerts and monitor the web for interesting new content. So what I have done, I have put alert on my name, as and when my name or my email ID is used anywhere, I get an alert. Or anybody write about fake or clone journals, I get an alert, or nomophobia, in which I am researching right now. So you can go to Google Alerts and nobody can misuse your paper or misuse your name or email ID, because these things are happening now. You don't know you are the editorial board of a clone journal. One day or some other day, you will be made in India, the clone journal editor. And then it will be difficult for you to say that I was not there and this, that. So you need to go for that, these kind of alerts. So most of the journals are using sometimes my name, but I get an alert and I get back to them. So this is the modus operandi. And if you see the call for paper, you can see they're publishing everything from medical to sciences to arts to sociology. It is an international journal. Why they're giving us a link for UGC? Why they're talking about UGC? So, and then you can see these are just the logos. Site factor. Site factor is again a dubious impact factor. DOAJ is very good, but DOAJ is just a logo. Then let index, all these logos on this website. What does that mean? But it is saying that it is in the master journal list of Web of Science. So what we will do, we'll go to Web of Science here. You can log in with your Gmail ID, like I will be logging in with my Gmail ID. It's very easy. It's free. You can use it and check the name of the journal. So logging in with my Gmail ID. Right? So we will put the name here, Adalya, Adalia. We'll search for it. Here it is, found one result. So just see this journal is in Web of Science, but where it is published? It is published from Turkey, and most probably it will be in Turkish language. So what the people are doing, they are making the exact copies of these kind of journals in English, because the check them and they will not catch them. Even if I write an email to Turkish journal, they will say that it is in India, it is their problem. It is not my problem. My original journal is here, and you can check it from the sources of Web of Science. So he's not afraid, and nobody will say anything to the original journal. So we go to view profile page, and let's go to the original website, and you can see the frequency is annual, publisher website, and issues issues per year 1. So we'll go to visit site, and you can see it is a Turkish language journal in Turkey. Right? So I will be showing you a couple of more journals. Just a second. So a couple of more journals. Now this is one. The second one is the Aguim journal. This is also a clone journal. You will again see the modus operandi is impact factor 6.1. We don't know from where it has been taken. Again, UGC Care Group 2 list has been discussed. If it is an international journal, why they are talking about UGC Care list? They should not, because this is made by some Indian for fooling Indian research scholars only. So it is again a clone research journal, where you can see the call for paper throughout the year, acceptance status in 24 hours, publication within 24 hours after receiving the publication fees, Frequency, 12 issues and multidisciplinary. Again, a Gmail ID. They're far worse than even Champak Nandan. Champak Nandan also take 15 days of review thing. And the money, 2060 USD. Again, a doubtful thing of UGC. Impact factor, scientific journal impact factor, the dubious impact factor, MIAR. So now this journal, now if we have to find this journal, we have to go to Schemago, or we can go to Scopus, or we can go to Web of Science. As per their detail, the journal, if you see this video, the journal is in UGC group 2 because it's in Scopus or in Web of Science. And they put this video also just to make full usage of fooling us and making it a very big journal. Otherwise, it's not. You can see this, that they will give you the user ID and password also to enter. This is the next level of work that they are doing. It is in Scopus. So we will check this from the Scopus sources and we'll try to reach the original. So let's go to the Scopus databases. You can easily enter to Scopus databases with your Gmail ID. Although I have the university subscription, but you can go with your Gmail ID also. It's very easy. So let's go to the journal, searching of journal. We'll go to sources. Here it is, Aguim. 0.3. And you can see it's an archaeology journal. It is published in Belgium. And the subject area is arts, humanities, archaeology. And social sciences, archaeology. So it doesn't mean that it can publish any paper. So this point is also very important, the subject area, which we will be discussing when we will be talking about predatory journal, that you have to see the subject area of the journal also. You just cannot publish a management paper in a sciences journal or in any other journal. So you can see, so this is the original journal setting. And if we want to reach the website, we can go to Schemago and can see what is a country and website of the journal. Where is the country and website of the journal? So this is Schemago. You can see it is in Belgium. So if it is a Belgium journal working in archaeology, why does its website is looking like this? Because it's a cloned website. It's not the original website. You need to be very, very careful while looking at the website of a journal. The next one is GI Science Journal. And usually they are the first ones. When you click them on the first link, these journals will appear. Now I think prima facie you can see the impact factor 6.1. Again, a dubious kind of concept. The links, Scopus links and everything with the Gmail ID again. And then again the logos. And if you go to the editorial board, you will get no details. You can see no details. They don't know why they are they are looking for the UGC research papers and other things, right? Next, I will show you one Indian journal, that is Mukt Shabd Journal. Here it is, Mukt Shabd Journal. Now again, you can find it out that it's a clone journal, prima facie, impact factor 4.6, submit@gmail.com. Again, the UGC thing. And you can see they have put the picture. The publishing language is Marathi. They themselves have put that on the website. But Indians and we researchers are so much into it. We are so much fooled by that. We have sent papers to them without checking the website even. On the website, they have done this blunder. That is a Marathi journal. It cannot publish in other things. But still people have sent them the paper. And again, the logos. And if you go to the editorial board, there will be nothing. Again, the names, right? Then you can see the call for paper, indexing. Again, the logos for indexing, right? So these are the things you have to see very carefully. Again, the paper format area covers multidisciplinary. How it can be multidisciplinary? It's a Marathi, acceptance, blind review. These are basically P journal. And they have been cloned as a E journal. E is electronic, P is print. Another one which I will be showing you is these journals are still working. They're the main thing. Universal Review. You can see up to 2019 UGC approved journal. They have started written it. Acceptance status 48 hours. publication period within 24 hours after receiving the publication fees, within 24 hours. And we have tried it and they publish it. You send them anything, how to burn electronic waste, they will publish it for you. Send them 2,000 rupees, that is very important for them. And you can see the details of these kind of journals. And then unique example I will be showing you, Sustainable Humanosphere. It's a Japanese journal and their website was also cloned. And please please see the content of the letter they have written it. They publish only one paper in a year, and it is one of the best institution in Japan. And they put that our website has been the fraudulent website is now seems to be closed down on 3rd September. But they started. They said that the website started in April. So April to September, you can understand how many papers he have received, how much money he has received, and when the website is down, it's down. Nobody can find that website. Fake website late in February, posting our English academic journals published from our institution. You can see this is the kind of thing. And then we have one more journal, Xi'an Journal of Architecture and Technology. Again, you can see this journal is in Scopus. I will take you to the original website. Now, where is the original website? Anybody, any guesses? Where could be the original website of this journal? Please unmute if anybody can speak. Any ideas?
Seems like China to me.
Yes, you're near. And again, yes, it's a Chinese journal. You can see the submission last date throughout the year. Acceptance status blind view. It is not happening. You cannot do it. I am also running a Scopus Index journal. In biannual, even biannual edition, it is very, very tiring to get 10 to 20 research paper, good research paper on the standards of Scopus. How you can publish it throughout the year, 12 issues. So it is very, very, they've gone beyond the limits. So if you go to sources, let's search it here. Here is the journal. Scopus will himself or herself will populate the journal for you, and then you can go to journal's homepage. They're publishing in engineering, arts and humanities, miscellaneous. This is the main point that they have used arts and miscellaneous. And when you reach the journal homepage from here, it will take you to the original Chinese website of that journal. So this is the research now you have to do about the journals. Here it is. It's a Chinese journal, publishing in Chinese, but the website is the clone website, you can say. Right? One more example of this is this. Again, you can see that 1 or 2 person who has the same mentality are running these websites. You can see the modus operandi. They're looking like the same. If you see 10 to 15 cloned websites, they almost will look like the same. It's not a work of 10 people or work of 15 people. It is a work of 1 or 2 people, those who have downloaded the list and seen these journals which are different countries, which are in different countries and are in different language. So this journal, again, is a US journal. It is in Web of Science. We will search it from Web of Science and we will reach to the original website of this journal, which others will not do. This is what you have to do now, to reach and try to reach the original website of that journal, as and when you see a clone journal or submit pj@gmail.com. We will again go to Web of Science here. Here it is. Exact ments have been found. Page. Issues per year, it is biannual. Visit site. It will come upon on this site. Here is the original website by Shippensburg University. Right? And here is a cloned website of that journal. Right? I think everybody's understanding the point. I'm not going fast because it's been many presentations. So I think that you have some basic knowledge. That is why. So the next journal is, it is also there, International Journal of Disaster Recovery and Business Continuity. Here it is. So now prima facie also this journal is looking like an original journal with all the stems of Abasco, JGate, ProQuest, emerging sources, citation index, and then you can see. But the main point you can see here is the publication, last day of every month. This cannot happen with the Web of Science Index Journal. This cannot happen because Web of Science cannot allow this thing that it can be a monthly journal and it is indexed in Web of Science. It is very, very rare. So down and we will see what kind of papers they are publishing. And then you can see the title of the papers: textile industry, electrical vehicle, purchase intention attainment. It's not there. The journal is of disaster recovery. How can they're publishing these kind of paper like bamboo shoot cupcake, bamboo shoot vinegar, and women empowerment legal provision in India? So this is very astonishing. So now what should we do? We should try to reach to the original website of the journal. How we can do it? This is in Web of Science. Again, we will go to the sources of Web of Science. We'll copy the name from here. Again, we will go to the sources of Web of Science. We'll put the name here. We'll go for search. Yes, the journal is there. But the important point, please see, the journal is in Australia and the publisher is Nadia. And on the website here, the publisher is somebody else, SERSC, right? So this is not the original publisher, and 99% this is not the original website. So where is the original website? We will go to view profile page and we will see it's an annual thing, annual edition, visit site. It will come up on this website. Here it is. This is the original website of the same journal, which is Nadia Publications. This journal was acquired from SERC by Nadia, but SERC didn't stop that website and keep on taking and keep on using this journal as a clone journal of Nadia Publication. And this is the original journal. And again, last day of November. That means it's an annual journal. Annual journal can be there, not a monthly journal. So, but there is one thing that we can see here. When we write this journal, the link is there on the second. So we can browse down and can check multiple links of the same journal. And this can also help you in reaching to sometimes to the original journal. So as in when you type a name of a journal, try to browse through first 4 or 5 links that what is being written about that journal and where these links are taking you. So this is a unique example. And again, one thing I would like to speak, these kind of agencies, IFERP and other agencies, do not go to them for consultancy and journal publication. They're also propagating these kind of clone journals on their website. At the end of the day, you will pay some money to them. They will get your paper published, but that will be in clone journal. No Scopus journal will be doing this kind of activity. Only cloned and predatory journals are doing this kind of activity, that they have sold their journal, they have sold their journal, and then you can see the process and average time, and then 25% is not, it is less than 15%. And then again, they have used the same picture and not more than that. They have just used this picture. They haven't used the next picture, which says that that you can use their help and all. So these are the list of the clone journals. I will show you one more list given by UGC of clone journals. Here it is. This is list of cloned group journals, group 1, that is given by UGC CARE. We have sent them a list of 15. Now it is a list of 28 journals. So what they have done is, some of the P journals which are specifically working in the field of language like Punjabi, Hindi, Marathi, Bengali, Telugu, Kannada, and others, they have made the cloned website of the same journal. And people started publishing with them without checking the facts. So let me show you one website. Others have closed down because they have now online. This website is still working. That is Alochana Chakra. You can again see the modus operandi of this thing. Alochana Chakra, the blunder he has done is there. He has done the images, given images. Alochana Chakra, print only. It's a print journal. It cannot have a website. You cannot have an you don't have an EISN. You cannot have a website. And it's a monthly journal. No, whatever is the case, it is in print. And then the wrong impact factor 6.3. Again the Gmail ID. Again the logos. And again you can see the submission last date throughout the year. Acceptance status 24 hour. Within publication within 24 hour. As soon as you send them the paper, it will be accepted, but they will publish it only after taking the money from you. Chakra. So there is a list. Again, I will go back to the list. Please see this list and be very careful if you see any of this journal publishing of the paper. Some of the websites are closed, some are still working. I think this Unique Hayat is closed, but it has also minted money. Here it is. It is still working. They haven't closed it. This Unique Hayat, and you can see Science, Engineering and Technology again with the Gmail and all. in the archives, current issue. I think people are still publishing with them. No, July was the last, thank God. So July 2020 was the last. So you can see some of the papers here from any of the university. I don't say that these people are wrong or these people are doing bad, but at the end of the day, they're not aware. So we should aware them and we should tell them that this is a problem of cloning. But sometimes they do intentionally also. So that is also the problem, that these clone journals are doing well and earning money. And most of the time, it is a problem of the research guides also. They tell their research scholars to publish the next research paper in next 6 months or 3 months. Only then their PhD will be awarded. And the research scholar do not have this much of information of clone, predatory, and fake, and they try and they become prey to these kind of journals. So this is the link of clone journals group 1, and there is a list of clone journal group 2 also. So let me take you to the homepage of this UGC Care. So here is that alert, group 1 and group 2. Group 2 are the foreign journals like the Adalia, the Agum, the Bulletin 1 and 2, and the German, these kind of good and international journals, those who have been cloned by Indians in English language. And you can see one more. This is again the same kind of prima facie thing. Gmail, Web of Science impact factor 1.07. You can check it through the Web of Science. Again, the UGC logo, if it's an international journal, why we need a UGC logo? And then again, Index Copernicus, which I've told you, Index Copernicus is dubious and predatory. So the list is long, right? So as and when any question on clone journal, you can ask me, and then I will now shift to predatory journals. Any questions till now?
I think it is fine, Sumit.
Fine, right, sir. So I will be shifting to predatory journals now. So predatory journals are those journals which are in Scopus or in Web of Science, but they are on the last leg, like Q4 on the last quarter, and they are volatile journal, and they know that they will be now in the next list will be thrown out. So what they do, they sell their journal, like this journal. This is the latest one, which will be out soon, but it's not out right. It's not out right now. It's in Scopus, but I will show you that how a predatory journal will look like. European Journal of Molecular and Clinical Medicine. So this is an open access journal. Most of the open access journals are into it. The first thing that we can see from there is Scopus content coverage. It is 1725 documents in an year, which is mind-boggling. You cannot have more than 100 documents. So this is bound to happen that this journal will be out. The next is the subject area. The subject area is very important. It is immunology, microbiology, and biotechnology. So they cannot publish beyond that. Even if it is a multidisciplinary study, only even then they have to produce a very good research paper to get it done. So now what this journal is doing, we will go to the website of this journal. Here is a journal, and we will see, and we will type the journal website, right? And again, they are also using Gmail ID. I don't know why they are using Gmail ID if it is a very good journal, because you should use your own email ID. I will show you the example, like our journal, Journal of Content, Community, and Communication. What we do, first we have all the details of chief editor, editor, and all, and we use this email, that is jccc@gwa.mit.edu. Whatever is the conversation, even if it is acceptance letter or rejection letter or everything, will be taken care by jccc@gwa.mit.edu. We do not use any kind of personal or Gmail ID, or we can use this S Narula. That is also an official email ID. So how the advisory editorial board look like? If you go to the chief editor, you will find my details with all my mobile number and email ID. So there is nothing to be hide, right? And then you can go to the members and the editorial board, and you can see the names of everybody with the official email IDs. Nepal, and then this Hawaii and Arizona and Australia, MICA, and then we have IIMC, IIT, and then Indian Institute of Management, Indore, and then Dubai. So we are very clear, and other journals are also very clear about these details. So let's go to European Journal of Molecular and Clinical Medicine. If you go to the journal info, there are many things that they have written, and browse also. Let me write Bombay Stock Exchange here. Bombay Stock Exchange. And here are papers of Bombay Stock Exchange. So this makes a journal predatory, because they are publishing the papers which are not under the purview of the journal. I will again take you to the journal in Scopus. You can see the purview is this. It cannot publish like that. And why the number is 1725? Because it is publishing all the predatory and useless papers. Because in sciences, you don't get this much of paper. And you can check the details also, that who is citing them? They're citing themselves. Right? So the software of Radar or the other software will catch them, and this journal will be out. What happens to you is that you will publish with this journal, your name will be in the Scopus, but the journal will be out. And sometimes the papers are also out. So at the end of the day, you will lose money. They are taking 15,000 rupees. You can imagine 1725 multiplied by 15,000. So you can imagine the amount of money they are taking. And once it is out, and the researcher is gone. That is the main problem. Right? So this is one example. I will show you 10 examples. 9 are out of Scopus now, and others will also be out. This journal will also be soon out. So let me give you one more, show you one more journal. This one is Plant Archives. This journal is out, but it's not written here. But I will be sharing the latest UGC list with you, which says that this journal is out. And you can see the content coverage of this journal. Mind-boggling. Again, 1414 last year, 1663 this year. Published by Dr. R.S. Yadav, no website given, and you cannot find it even online. It's very difficult to find the original website of this journal. But this journal has published this much of research paper, and you can again see that why this journal is out, because they're publishing anything. Clinical diagnostic comparison of Entabola, Historia, in Iraqi patient, anything they have published. And again, what they have done, they have cited themselves. And if you go into the detail of this journal, in the last 5 years, in the last 11 years, this is since 2011, in the last 9 years, the site score was 0 only. Nobody cited this journal. Why? Because it has no credibility. This is the trend. Starting from 2015, it was 0 only. Nobody goes to this journal. Out of 431 journal index, its rank is 421. Right? And you can see the site score also. 0.1, 0.2, and documents, 4,000 documents. Still the site score is 0.2. That means it's a useless journal. And it is out. The another one, very discussed and much known, is Test Engineering and Management. This journal is out now. This is in the Scopus discontinued list. You can see coverage discontinued. And this journal, the papers have been removed. The good thing they have done, they have removed the paper, because how many it has published? It has published around 10,000 research papers. 10,000 research papers. Many universities, private universities, paid them hefty money, and it published a paper of the universities just to take them to the higher ranks in NIRF or NAC. What NIRF, NAC do, they do not see the quality of the paper. They do not see the name of the journal. They just see how many papers you have published. If you have published around 10,000 research papers, they will give you good ranking. They will not check. There is no forensic audit of research in India. It's just like that. It goes like that only. And then the next one is Journal of Psychosocial Rehabilitation. This journal is also out. Again, it was an open access journal. Coverage discontinued, and their paper has also been removed. So sometimes it it depends on Scopus also, that what to do. And they sometimes, most of the time, remove the papers also. So now the paper is also gone, money is also gone, your name is also gone. Only 225 documents are still there. Otherwise, it has published around thousands of research papers. And the area is psychology, medicine, and nursing. They also publish like anything. There is one more journal. The website is closed. We cannot reach that website, but the journal is here. Journal of Critical Reviews. This journal is also out. Coverage discontinued. Again, pharmacology, toxicology. All the data has been moved. This journal also published around. Again, you can see 2,906 documents. If you go to the homepage, the website is down. You cannot find the website. So he has run away. You can 3,000 into 15,000. If anybody can multiply and can tell me the amount. This is the rate, and this is how much they are doing. One more journal which is not in Scopus in UGC list has gone rug is Wesleyan Journal. Please be very careful about this journal. This journal has also started publishing the paper of sciences, although it's a social sciences paper, and it's a P journal, cannot run a website, but running a website. Wesleyan Journal. Meanwhile, again, I'll take you to Scopus. This JCR is done. And then beware of a publisher. I'm quoting, beware of a publisher. That is IAEME Publications. Right? It had 5 journals, 3 are out, and 2 will be out soon. So be very, very careful while publishing with this kind of journal. On the website, you will see they have thousands of research papers, but they do not send every paper to Scopus. And you publish them that it will be Scopus database or your name will be in Scopus, but at the end, your name will not be there. If you see the list of international journals on this website, on page 1, there are 25. If you reach page 5, you will see it has around 126 research journals. It's not easy and it's not possible to run them. So that is why these kind of journals are there, because everybody has to publish somewhere or the other way. So they're publishing these kind of useless journals. And you can see 12 issues per year. This is not possible, right? So if we go again to the databases, you can see 3 journals are out. You can see if you click here, again discontinued, right? So these are the details that you have to take care while publishing with the journal. Let me take you to the Wesleyan Journal again. The website is not opening. I think this journal has also run away. So this happens when sometimes somebody is after you or somebody checks you. You just slow the website, or you just do not work on that website. The site is not too long available. The next journal which I am thinking will be out soon. Let me go to the title again. That is Paul Ark Journal of Archaeology and I think something is wrong with my internet. Just a second. It's not populating on its own. Just a second. I'm getting a call from my VC. Ma'am, I just call you in 10 minutes. I'm in a meeting. Hanji. Yes, so it's not populating, but yes, PAL is there. So PAL Arc Journal of, I'll just show you the website of this journal. Beware of this journal. PAL Arc Journal of, here it is. Please beware of these journals. Do not publish with them. These are archaeology journals, and they are now publishing like anything. So please beware of these journals. They will also be out soon, but still they are in Scopus. If you search their name, they will be in Scopus. Here it is. This journal is in Scopus. Here it is. This will be out soon. So be very, very careful while publishing with this journal. You can see the number is rising 278. So it was 331. Now it has reached 278, and this journal will soon be out. Right. So any questions till now?
I think we can proceed if no questions.
This solid state technology, be very careful with that. Yes, I think there is a question.
Seems like there's a question in the chat box from
I
Satish.
cannot see the chat box. If somebody can
Yeah,
speak.
okay, I can read it for you, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Satish has written, sir, what if someone is trapped in a clone journal?
Mhm.
Then can we publish our content again to some other journal? Or we
You can first you have to withdraw from the clone journal, and if after withdrawal your paper is not internet archived, you can survive. Otherwise, your paper will be again catch in Drillbit or Turnitin. So there is a catch-22 situation with you now. So you can withdraw also, but if after withdrawal it's still on the internet archive or deep internet, then you just cannot help yourself. Then nobody can help you. So that is the main problem. If it's a P journal and your paper has published in a P journal, it's not on internet, it's fine. But once it is on internet, and then it is difficult. Then you can simply give them a notice, a cybercrime notice to that website. But that website will not respond because the people who's working on these websites, they well known the problems in Indian cyber laws and all, and that is why they're misusing this thing. So it's not easy to catch them also.
That's all, sir.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, if earlier, if the paper, I mean the journal was in the UGC care list and I have published my paper, but now no more that journal is in the UGC care list. So will my paper which was published earlier will be counted as a UGC care?
Yes, it will be counted. At that time when it was in UGC, it was counted. So this is the main problem, na? Like this Pal Archaeology Journal, it has published 278. It will publish the research papers till the time it will be caught. And then those 1500 research papers, if those are out, then it is fine. If the research papers are there, the researcher will say, sir, my name is in the Scopus. What should I do? You should recognize my work. So now it is a catch-22 situation for the management and for higher authorities and for Dean Research all over India, that what to do in this case. Because they know that the journal was furgy. They know
Right.
that the paper is good, but the journal was bad. And sometimes the paper is equally bad. It's a fully plagiarized paper, but the name of the author is there in the Scopus databases, like the way we search with the names. So it depends upon the wisdom of that person who is judging your case. But you can easily say, sir, I didn't know about that journal, and it was a journal in UCK list, but I published. But there is a point, like you cannot publish in a Sanskrit journal, you cannot publish in a molecular journal, you cannot publish in an archaeology journal. So they can ask you, they can counter ask you that you have to check your journal before publishing. So you cannot publish a sciences paper in a communication journal. You cannot send a sciences paper to me. And even if I am publishing, I am also fool, and you are sending, you are also fool. So it depends upon now everything on the wisdom of that person who's taking interview and who is shortlisting you. But in India, this wisdom is not there till now. So we can survive this for 3-4 years. That then they can become some seriousness in predatory. Couple of our faculties have been caught in publishing in useless journals, but their name is in Scopus. Now university is thinking what to do because their name is in Scopus. So the main thing is Scopus. I was discussing about the data. I just show you the data of a university. So now, if you apply for NAC, let me take you there. Search. I tried to search about you. I couldn't find it. Now, if you apply for NAC, I write VIT Vellore, because I was with them. You can see their data. They have 28,905 research papers till now. So there is no audit of this, where it has published and what are the titles. This number is a big number. And what NAC does, NAC give the third party InfluviNet to check that how many papers the university has. InfluviNet check it from here and says it has 28,900 papers. So it goes beyond that. Let me find out the Amity one. If you write Amity Noida, they will be having around 11,000 research papers. So this forensic audit, by publishing in any of the journal, it's just that increases your number, 13,000, right? So this is the data that InfluviNet and NAC sees, and they say that 13,000 number is a good number. So the forensic audit hasn't been started, and I don't think so it will start in India. The same goes with these kind of journals, solid state technology. They're also publishing like anything, right? You go to Scopus and you go to sources again. Solid state technology. You can see the papers are still less, but it will be reaching heights because they have started taking money and it has become predatory. The same was with test engineering and management, right? So the same was with Blue Eye Intelligence. Their journals were also worked for 1 year, earned around crores of rupees, and these journals are now out, and research is lying useless on their websites. These are the 3 journals which were in Scopus. So if you search about this journal in Scopus, let me show you the number. Three journals of the same name will appear, and then this would be the, I think this would be that journal. Discontinued, yes, Blue Eye Intelligence, and you can see the Scopus content coverage. 4,455 documents. It has 1 journal. They have 3 journals like this, and they have published around 12,000 research papers, and 12,000 multiplied by 12,000. Right. So any questions till now? I think it's going to be interesting discussion if somebody comes up with some of the journals or some names, so I can find it for them.
Sumit sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I generally use, not question, I think that can be also one way to get rid of these problems of fake journals. What I do, I have a ABDC listing journals that is in an Excel sheet. They provide all those journal details every year.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
I select the website from that Excel file only.
Yes,
And
yes.
whatever is the appropriate journal for me, I search in that website, and then I send my paper to those journals.
Right, right.
So they have a listing which are in A, which are in B, which are in
Yes,
C,
yes.
A star. So all these ratings are there. So looking at my paper quality, I search a journal which will be of B category or C category, because till now I don't have any A star or A paper. So I find in that way. So I think that is one safest way. And in the same way, Scopus is also providing one Excel file. We can download that, and we can find out the list of journals which are listed in the Scopus website only.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
We
that
can do that. We can do that, but yes, it leads to good research. But sometimes we are in a hurry to publish our research in a cloned or predatory journal. That is why we get into this trap. If we are slow and if we are watching everything carefully, you will never fall into a trap. It is the same trap that the trap of that you got 5 crore rupees, and they will ask you to submit 5,000 because you know that you cannot have 5 crore rupees of lottery without doing anything. So it is the same thing. It is a cyber fraud. As we go slow in research and in publishing, we will avoid them and we can catch them out. But we are in a hurry to publish, we are in a hurry to take increment, we are in a hurry to career advancement, and we haven't done anything in the last 4 years for the career advancement. But once the forms come out, and then we want to publish in next 3 months without taking anything, and we just need the salary and we don't have the satisfaction part in it. So that is the main thing, that these things are coming up. Why they're fooling us? Because of early gains that we see. But at the end of the day, we ruin ourselves in academics. So in ABDC, we have discussed, just read this point, which says, in 2019, for the first point in the history of the ABDC journal quality list, the number of journals removed from the list has exceeded the number added. So this problem has reached to the level of ABDC also. And ABDC is a very, very good list. And I also appreciate the ABDC list, but UGC still not has recognized the ABDC list. That is why it's not very important in India. It is important for management institutions like IIMs and others, but other institutions, the smaller institutions, are not recognizing ABDC list as it is not recognized by UGC. UGC is only recognized. I will just take you to UGC also.
Yeah, they recognize papers and
Yes, they have only in group 2, they have only recognized Web of Science, 3 categories, and Scopus.
yes,
So 3 categories of Web of Science. Even emerging sources citation index is not recognized. ESCI.
yes,
ESCI is not recognized. And there is a note for you to read from the UGC, which UGC says, we bear no responsibility for consequences that may arise for researchers publishing in clone journals. So it is up to you and me now to save ourselves.
yes, sir.
ठीक है ना? तो आप फिर मेरी जिम्मेवारी है अभी, इसीलिए वर्कशॉप मैं करता हूँ कि मैं कईयों को बचा चुका हूँ और औरों को बचाऊंगा।
Exactly.
किसी हालत में वो क्लोन और प्लेट को पब्लिश नहीं करेंगे।
Yes, sir.
Right. Any other question?
Sir, sometimes there are few agents, who say that you pay some amount.
These are paper brokers, ma'am.
Okay. So are they genuine because they say it is a UGC case?
No, never. Never go with paper. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
And they are using the alias of some just good research scholar or famous professor, and they are also their alias name. They are not their original names, and they will be sending you email through your Gmail ID. So
Right.
do not go with them, not at all.
Hmm.
Agents, I just showed you IFERP. That is also agency which is working in the paper broking thing. So this is a new academic corruption which has come, and it is latest, and it is mind-boggling because of this lockdown. Everybody is writing or thinking of submitting somewhere, and why this is on rise because of this lockdown, that everybody is at home and doing some of other kind of research, and some kind of pressures are also put on them to give us the good ranking. I will not name 2-3 private universities I'm in touch. They published around 12,000 research paper in the span of 6 months with 7 or 8 clone journals, and they got good rankings in NAC. Because NAC couldn't catch that. Forensic audit was not there. The number was really high in research. They thought that this is a good research. So these are the things. So second thing that you need to carefully see that list of journals removed from group group 2, index in Scopus. So there are 77 journals now which are removed from UGC care list but are still in Scopus because of the ethical or publication guidelines. They're actually taking money. So UGC ने इनको निकाल दिया है बाहर. So you need to check this also. It's not important that every journal which is in Scopus will be in UGC care list also. No, it is not there. These 77 journals are out. They might be in UGC Scopus list, but they are not in UGC list because of the unethical practices they were doing. You can see that. So this is also a kind of important thing for you to understand, that you should not publish in any of the journal which the UGC care list also, that it's not in the removal list here. 77 journals. And if you go to search here, some of the included journals are also here, recently added, recently discontinued, recently added in group 1. In group 1, 44 new journals have been added. But these are basically this print only. Arakayan print only, Baswati print only. And then you can see one by the JNU, International Studies by JNU. It is print and E as well. Then by Gandhi Peace Foundation, Indian Institute of Public Administration. So these kind of journals are still in added into the UGC list. The Communicator by the IIMC, Indian Institute of Mass Communication. These are the journals which are national journals, are now included in the UGC care list. South Society and Culture in South Asia, South Asian University, right? So this is now the thing that you have to take care of. Everything every day you need to check. Just do not publish thinking that it will be a good journal and somebody will not check you. You leave your digital footprints everywhere you go, and somewhere the other way you can be caught. And try to avoid and not to participate in these kind of activities if you are looking for a brighter or a bigger academic and research future in India. And things are getting very, very murkier, and people are getting caught into these kind of unethical practices. And by mistake, they are doing it. I always give the benefit of doubt to the researcher and to the faculty. But now after this presentation and after this data sharing, you should not take part in these kind of activities. The next point is, most of the journals which I and you see will be using this DOAJ stamp. This DOAJ stamp is very, very difficult to get. This is the website. And to get the stamp of DOA, you need to go into this application process, which has 7 points and around 45 questions. So if anybody is using a DOJ stamp on the journal, please get back to DOJ website and search the name of journal here. And then you can see whether this journal is here or not. So, but it's very easy to right click, save the image and put it on the website. Most of the cloned journals are using the image of directory of open access journal. So be very careful if somebody uses DOAJ stamp on it. And the important point which I would like to say is the usage of DOI, that is digital object identifier. It is very, very important to have that DOI number with your research paper, even if you publish with an international, even with a local journal. So the example can be seen like if we publish the June edition here in our journal, in other journals you can also see. So there is a DOI allotted, which we allot to the journal like this. And if you click on the DOI, it will directly take you to the research paper like this. But some journals or some fake journals or clone journals will never give you DOI. If they give you DOI, that will not be clickable. You will not be able to reach to the original paper of that journal. So if we see this journal here, there is no DOI, right? So let's try to reach to the original article. It's there somehow like this, but no DOI is given because this journal will not use and is not using the appropriate method of running a journal, right? So how to take a DOI, we have an account in Crossref Metadata Manager. It's a UK based agency. You give all your details, only then they will issue you a DOI. Log into with them. Here is the account, Journal of Content, Community and Communication, and all the papers of last edition has been put here, and they are made machine readable, and DOIs will be allotted. This was the December edition, and the December 2020 edition is also ready, and next week the DOI will be allotted to them. So this is exercise that we have to do. It's not easy to get a DOI and to give the DOI because it's a very, very important part of it. But most of the fake pediatric clone journals will never issue a DOI, which is clickable or workable. So this is also a point that you have to take care while the area of research, right? And next point is we talk about ethics. Then you can go to EthCope predatory publishing. This is a 20 pages document on predatory publishing. I will send it to Dipender sir and he will circulate among you, where you can see the discussion of predatory publishing and how and why and here where you can save it and where you can see it. So this is a document. I'll just give you a look on that. It's also a DOI enabled document. You can download it and you can check it from publicationethics.org. The next thing that is that open access policy and other things. There is a journal, Big Data and Society. It's world's #1 journal in media. You can check it from the Scopus databases. But once you reach the website of this journal, the journal info itself says, that it is, it will be charging APC, that is article processing fees, and which is 1500 USD. So you need to understand that world's #1 journal being published by Sage can ask you for the APC, and this APC will be, when you pay that APC, you will be given a voucher and you will be given a proper receipt. Other journals which are asking for money will not be giving you any voucher, will not be giving you any receipt, and they are just taking money in their own personal accounts. This money will be going to Sage. To run a journal, you need some money, and this is the APC for this journal, and they have written it in the front of the website that we will be taking this APC. So taking money by a journal which is of a world-class journal is not a bad thing. They can take the money, and it is allowed in all the performers of Web of Science, ABDC, and Scopus. But these fake predatory clone journals are asking minimum 2,000, 5,000, 12,000 is using a wrong criteria to fool this APC system. This is something else, and they are using this system for their own system, on the pretext of their own system. And then the next thing that you can check about journal is from the Sherpa Romeo journal here. You can check the publication policy of a journal. And what is the publication policy? You can put the name of the journal here, Journal of Creative Communications or Creative Expression, or whatever is the journal. Creative Communication. It's a Sage journal run by Micah. And here are the details. Published, accepted, submitted. and the licensing, that is CC, BY, NC, and D. So these licensing, from where you can take this licensing is Creative Commons. Here it is, Creative Commons. It will take a full day workshop on Creative Commons. I was just showing you what is Creative Commons. It is an open access knowledge where you can give your work and you can understand the work they are doing. I am the CC chapter member from India, and we are working together for open access and open policies. My journal is also open access. You can download the papers as and when you want to. You just have to cite the research and cite the journal, and you have to cite the author. The papers are for you. And this is a kind of parallel to copyright, where the copyright is given for 60 years. Here you can put your work and you can tell anybody to download and do your work and freely cite you, so that you can reach to masses because of open access. That is called Creative Commons, which all the good journals, Sage and others, are doing. Next is the clocks archiving. That is that once you're running a journal, your paper should be archived online somewhere in the world. So Clock6 is doing that for you. There are other agencies also. So all the big journals like Emerald, Stanford, AMA, and National Library, everybody is using Clocks, and Clocks will be preserving the research, your research, because once the website is down or the website is not there, how will you find your paper? It should be archived somewhere on internet, and they are the archivers, and they archive the research journals as and when given the opportunity. Next is, I think everybody is knowing about this ORCID ID, and I think it's a good university, and you got a big university with you, so it's with it. It will be with you. So I'm not working more on ORCID ID. It's very easy to use it, and most of the research paper nowadays are ORCID integrated. I have recently published a B category research paper, and I'll just show you that paper if it is there on my desktop, and in that my ORCID ID is integrated. I think here it is. Yes. Here it is, yes. So here you can see the ORCID ID is integrated like this. If you click here, it will directly take you to my ORCID ID. In this paper, we have used extensively SmartPLS and NVivo, in which I take workshops. And nowadays, this is the in thing now, to use SmartPLS, NVivo, and other things. Now, SPSS people are not using SPSS. Carefully used. And let me take you to the ORCID. If you see here, you click here, it will take you to the ORCID ID of the concerned person, and that ORCID ID is now attached. This research paper is automatically attached with my ORCID ID. Here you can see the things, the fundings which I've got. I've recently got a funding from Creative Commons to do a project in India, and this is the latest work which has automatically been added by the journal to my ORCID ID. Right. Next is now the Altmetric score. I will be coming to that also. And the main important thing, that you can check the making of a website also by this tool. This is whoisdomaintools.com. You can check the making of the website. Like if we have to see the making of a cloned website, most of the cloned websites are 1 year old, right? So we will just check the cloned website of this Adalia journal, and we'll see that when was this website made. This will also clear your doubt about the website. We'll copy the URL. We'll go there. We go to search, and it will tell us the details when this website was made, who's the owner of this website, and from where it is working. So you can see it's only 555 days old website, only 1.5 years. And then you can see the details here. You can see the details here. This website will be expired in 2021. And then you can see no other details are being given. And then you can see this IP location is in Singapore, right? But the journal is published from Turkey and other. No name is given, and registrant country is also KN. You have to see. So these are the things that you have to check when you are working on the journals, and then you can see that when this website, you can see any of the website making in whoisdomaintools.com. And then let's go to the Altmetrics. Here it is, Altmetrics. This is a new kind of ranking for like citing, And for researchers now, the Taylor and Francis, LAC and Wiley has started using it, and this will be the next talk of the town. It will collate all the data for you on research, that where you have been discussed. So this is a donut that they provide you, shares and mentions of you. So it will be news stories, blogs, Twitters, Facebook, Wikipedia, wherever you are mentioned online, you will get a collected data of your research paper or your publication. With CiteScore, it's only about citation. JCR is also about citation. But this is a new thing where you can check all the data, all your research data. Most of the research journal, new journals are using this Almatric score for their research because they wanted to see that how many people have discussed the research. It's not about citation only. It's about discussion. It's about Twitter. It's about blogs. It's about how many newspapers has picked up your research, and it's about how many Google users have seen your research. So this is a new area of research and work which we can see and we can go for it. And then we have Google H Index. That is, I'll just show you Google H indexing. The calculator is very easy. Here it is. You can see the H index. There's a discussion on what is H index, what is this. You can see this. The H index of a publication is largest number, such as in that publication H times. For example, a publication with 5 articles cited 17, 9, 6, 3, 2. So 3 will be your H index. The second last one will be your H index. So it's as simple as that. That is for H score and H median. You can take a screenshot of it, or you can read your own. It's very easy. There is nothing much in Google indexing. I don't give preference to Google indexing. It's a normal thing. It's because there is no science. They don't know. It's just the algorithm that they are using, right? So there is nothing much to discuss on it. And then if you are keen to start your own journal, you can go to readyforscopus.com. And Scopus will take 3 years. After 3 years, you can apply, and then you can see that how much you are ready to get into your Scopus. And here is that website, and it will give you all the details, and it will give you the readiness also, and what is your readiness and assessment. It's not that easy. It needs a lot of information. That is why Scopus gets very angry that after giving this much of information, you are included in Scopus, and then you become predatory because you wanted to become predatory. That is why the main thing that Scopus get into, and they remove everything, even all the papers. Right? So any questions, sir?
I think everything seems fine.
Sir, what about ResearchGate? How it is?
ResearchGate is also, I'm not very confident about ResearchGate. They sometimes give you wrong data that some people have read your research. They are looking for your full paper, and then they will ask you that you got a award or reward. And when you go to that reward, that was 1,500 people have read your research. I have used a useless paper, and it has been read by 1,500 people. I don't know who those are. So some of the useless papers are being getting cited. I think people are sitting there and they are managing their site. And I'm not a fan of ResearchGate as of now. Even academia.edu, I'm not their fan.
Okay.
But
sir,
yes, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I also have the same question. Somebody has also written in the chat box. Okay, so what is the safest option? Like if we don't, we want to avoid all these predatory journals or the fake listed journals. So what is the?
You need to check and recheck. You need to check and recheck the journal. See the modus operandi, wrong impact factors, Gmail IDs, and no.
Okay. So whatever we have discussed so far, all is included.
Yes, no contact details of editors. You cannot reach the website of the journal clearly, and the logos of UGC. If an international journal, why they are using the logo of UGC? Just to entice. Why a Turkish journal in Turkey is not having the UGC logo in the original website? Why?
Okay.
Because he's not into this business. And why Scopus is not using UGC logo for its paper, that it is there or not. So these are the things, small things that you need to see carefully. And I will just show you the original journals that Sage Journal and all, they will not use the UGC logo. Why? Because they know that they're doing their work, and the good researchers will always reach to themselves on their own.
Okay.
So that is the thing. These are some of the small points that you have to take care. Like this Nadia, this is the original website. Why they haven't used the UGC logo here? Because we are not the target audience, na?
Okay.
They don't want to fool us. The original journals are not going to fool you. And then I will be, and we reply back in 48 hours. At the end of the conversation, I will give you that. We release that on Teachers Day. Until now, I'm proud to say that I have saved around 500 research scholars in India. And if you can multiply, you can you can say around 15,000 rupees per research scholar is a rate. So I have saved them of their money and of their research, and I reply them to in 48 hours, and I get lot of queries, and I give them facts and figures, and then we stay in touch. And as and when I'm into certain WhatsApp groups also, and as and when there is some kind of problem, they write to me. I get the tips from researchers, and then I catch the journal and all. I do it on my own also, and most of the time I get the tip because somebody or the other are also against these kind of academics. So, but we cannot stop them, but we at least can expose them. So that is the work that we are doing.
So just to add to it, sir, there's a question also in the chat box. If suppose I want to go to a good journal, let's suppose I go to Sage and they have a list of journals and something which is relevant to my topic, and they have invited the papers. So how long it takes and how tedious is the process?
It depends upon now everybody can see the journal finder by Wiley and Springer also. So it depends upon the journal and the policy. I think the time has been reduced to 3 months now.
Okay. Because most of these predatory journals, when they get in touch, like now
they'll get in one day, sir. Predatory will get in one day. You pay them
some
double
of
the
them
amount.
they say that okay, it takes one. Yeah, okay, I got it, sir. But some of them they got in touch with me like through LinkedIn, and they say that okay, it takes 1 year, and we will reduce the time to 3 months, and we will help you publishing it, and this is our fees, this and that.
Yes,
so of course,
yes,
I was very cautious. I didn't want to pay any single penny. Why to? You know,
no,
I want to publish that.
You need to pay into good journals. Like I have shown you the example of APC in a Sage journal. So yes, there are journals which are asking for APC, but not these kind of. They will not call you for that. They will not email you. Please pay the APC. Please publish with us. You have to go to them. This is words number one journal. You have to go to them. Then you will have to pay through them also because they are words number one. Not these kind of predatory journals. Those who are selling you the journal and calling you again and then emailing you. Any good journal will never send you the mail to publish with them. Why? There are plethora of papers which are with them. I get around 250 research papers every 6 months. I never go for call for paper to every email ID. It's on the website. Those who want to publish will publish with me, and I don't charge anything. We in Amity don't charge. It's a free journal. That we get 250, we publish 25 only. Right? So this is the work of a good journal, and this is the work of other good journals also with big publishers like Taylor and Francis and other and Wiley and Routledge. They will not come to your inbox again and again. Why they should? It is up to a young research scholar, good research scholar, or good faculty to reach to them. So that is why there is a list of predatory journals and a list of predatory publishers, dubious and other impact factors. Why these things came into the market? Because most of them are using this impact factor, the dubious impact factor. So first thing you see the impact factor of that journal.
Okay.
Most of the time they use the dubious one. Because if they are in Scopus, Scopus will give them the impact factor. If they are in Clarivate, Web of Science, Web of Science will give them the impact factor. If they're in ABDC, you can check it from the ABDC. Which is the third one and the fourth one? The dubious ones.
Okay.
Recognized and utilized by anybody.
Okay. Got it, sir. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sir, as a researcher, when I come across a journal which I go to know is not the real one, fake journal, do we have any set process to be informed to some regulatory
yes.
or?
Yes. I'll give you the email ID. You can write to the UGC. Here it is. You can contact them. You can write to them this email ID. I have also written to them many times, and they take action on that. And that journal will be removed, and it will be here in the UGC clone list. So you write to these two email IDs. They are quick in answering to your queries. So as in when you find a clone journal, please write to them. Because that clone journal are also using the logo of UGC, which is also if we are with some lawyer, it is a kind of, we can put them under a case, a legal case. You cannot use somebody's logos without taking their written permission. And if you are misusing that, it leads you to legal tangle issues.
But how Scopus identify those fake journals? Do they have any algorithm in place?
Scopus has a good mechanism. They have their radar. If I show you the latest discontinued list, here it is. I have opened it for you. On the right hand side, here it is. It is a December list. Dhirendra sir, I will share it with you. This is the latest list. I got it. On the right side, reason for discontinuation. Please see this. Something is happening. Just a second. Can you see the reason for discontinuation?
Yeah.
That is radar, publication concern, matrices. Publication concerns those who are publishing more than the required number. Radar is that where they are publishing without the area, and the matrices is that if somebody is giving himself the more citations. So these are the three concerns. So software, they have their own software. So this is the latest December list. Most of the journals which we have discussed are here, and 2-3 more will be added when the new list will come in January. So this is the latest one. This has been removed in yellow. So in total, they have removed till now around thousands of journals. If you see the total number, they have removed till now 647 journals. And you can find the name of the journal we are looking for. It can be there if it is a predatory journal. They're not working on the cloning thing. Right?
Yeah.
So this is a list. I will send it to sir.
So same thing happening with about those publishing books as well, because there are a good number of publishers, especially in Delhi, who gives you a call that okay, you pay this much amount and we'll publish.
Yes, they give you the name of the author and or everything, and you pay them 5,000 to 10,000 rupees. Yes, this academic corruption is going on, sir. And now it depends on that if you are a journalist and publishing marine engineering, so it comes to you and your ethics also. So if we also have a public things. I also being approached by a publisher today and tomorrow publication. So I understood that they are nothing. Today and tomorrow publication. You can check it is a Delhi-based publication. So you give them 10,000 rupees. Book is ready with them, and the book is the main thing. It's a P-book. No plagiarism will be checked, and it will be there in the market. If it's e-book, like I'll just show you, I have an edited book published in USA, which is now indexed in Web of Science. It is an e-book and everything is checked, the plagiarism and all, and you'll get the royalty also. So either do this kind of work or what I say, don't do work. So yes, there are publishers with you, which can be publishing, and I have shown you the list of predatory publishers also. In predatoryjournals.com, there is a list of publishers also, but Indian publishers are not there. But foreign international publishers which are there, in which they get the tip, is there. So this is a book, sir, which is Web of Science indexed, and it is a book that we tell everybody to read on this environmental awareness and the role of social media. So I usually try to do this kind of, I do work less on research. I try to publish 1 or 2 papers every year, not more than that, but go for quality. Nowadays, now the things will matter is quality. Even I have published papers in 2013-14. I don't want to read them again. Even you will not read it, you will put them in a bin of trash. But if you start reading me from 2017, you will see that this person has evolved. So this is now, I am saying this for everybody, that whatever has happened till now. From today onwards, we can think about in a more different and rational manner, where we can put something better in the area of research. Even we do lesser research, but let's do good research and let's collaborate and let's start working with each other, and we can see the areas where we can work together, and then this collaboration can go along. This you can see the list of predatory publishers. Here it is. So these are the predatory publishers. You can publish with them. People can publish with them. People are publishing with them. But at the end of the day, if somebody checks you, if somebody asks about that, you will not feel good. That you have, why did you publish with them when it was there in the list? And this list is almost with everybody, and people know in other countries, in other areas, in other research institutions, that what we are doing and how we are getting our publications. That is why we are lacking in QS ranking and in other research things. That the number might be high in India, that we have got n number of research publications, but the forensic audit, when they do, they seize it and they tell us that only 10% of that research is fine. So that is the thing. Any other question, Dipender sir? Otherwise, I think I have done, I've given enough.
I think we have covered the objective of the session, I think.
Mhm.
Audience, so we can request the audience if they have any questions, they may ask you.
Anything in the chat box or?
Nupur, can you check
Sir,
the chat box if there's anything?
can I ask?
Yes, go
Yes,
ahead, ma'am.
Sir, suppose if we are not much aware of which are the good journals and which are not, can I say that the best method will be that I go in the UGC care list, find out the areas related to my topic, and then directly approach those journals? Is that a good way?
Yes, you have to check that whether that journal is there in the list or not. If that journal is there in the list, you can directly reach to that journal. There is no problem and no issues in reaching to that journal. But just have to check and then to verify that journal.
Okay. So they might be predatory also, right? If they are in
Yes,
UGC care list,
yes, yes. I have shown you a journal, Wesleyan journal.
right?
So that has become predatory. They're publishing anything that's a UGC journal.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
this
why
is
they are
a
not removed, sir? I am not understanding. If we know that they are predatory, then why they are still in UGC care list?
UC will remove them when you will write to them. It's a government organization. They will take 3 to 6 months of inquiry, and then they will check it, and then they will see it whether it's there or not. The UC will take its own sweet time. It's not easy to do that in India. The easier thing is not there with UGC. They will take their own time. They will take their own verification, and although prima facie you will see that it's a predatory journal, it's a useless journal. UGC will take its own time. Although they have removed even 77 Scopus Index journal, so I'm quite proud of the fact that they are doing their job, which they should have done started earlier. But now they're active, and if you write to them about this journal with facts, with screenshots, and then with other things, they will reply back to you. But yes, it might
Mm-hmm.
take some time. It might take some time because they work in the working day only. We work on Saturday, Sundays also because we are in a
Right.
private university. And so this is an email helpline for everybody. That is cdfnd@gw 48 hours, and try write to me, and I will be getting back to you with all the facts and figure about that journal. And some journals are not predatory now, but they are going to become predatory, so I can show you that journals also, that they will be predatory in times to come. So if you want to publish with them, if you don't want to publish them, is up to you. But yes, I can aware you about that. So I would be happy to help. cdfnd@. And another one is my own email ID, that is snarula, and the cell phone number. I'm very active on LinkedIn. Kindly follow me on LinkedIn. My next workshop is on 29th with LNIP, and again with VIT on 29th. And then in January, I'm in VIT Bhopal, Makhanlal Bhopal, Manipal on 17th, and then at Tawaba College on 15th. So I'm booked till March. So you can follow me and follow the work. My latest paper on cloned creativity, a threat to academics, has been selected by MICA International Conference on 7th January for the presentation, where I worked with Dr. Arpan Yakrik from Penn State University. We have developed a coding. We developed a coding to catch these journals, and once the paper will out, I will be sharing it with you. Then you prima facie you will see that if there is a red dot, these are the problems. If it is a blue dot, these are the problems. So we are working on this, that how we can catch the journal on our own without asking anybody, and this will help facilitate everybody in India that if this goes well. So these are some of the things that working projects where I would like to take the help of Dipender sir also. So if sir would like to, or anybody from your team would like to join us in catching these journals, you can write the email, and I will be happy to take you in our team. And as we are growing, the team is also growing on from everywhere in the four corners of India. I'm getting tip, and after that tip, I keep on catching those journals and giving the complaints to Web of Science, UGC, as well as to Scopus. Sir.
Okay. Thank you, Subhaji. Sumaji. Nupur?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful and great session. Now I would like Dr. Kishore Banasali, Director at Station, for the vote of
Yeah. Thank you, Nupur ma'am. At outset, on behalf of United World School of Business, Karnataka University, and behalf of entire team of UWSB, we have faculty members, we have PhD scholars, and also a couple of students have also joined. So I would like to thank Dr. Narula for a wonderful presentation on a very important topic, because it is a double-edged sword. On one side, we want to have good kind of publication. At the same time, publication itself has become a business, because university at large and research scholars at large are also playing with a number game. And when it becomes a business, you have both kind of players, right and wrong. It is up to us. Where are we going to sell our product as a research paper or publications? So really, it was a great session, and we look forward to your support to business school in future as well. And thank you, sir, for coordinating this. And thank you, Nupur ma'am, for coordinating this entire event. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So before we end up, let me thank Nupur also, because she has been coordinating the entire event and she has been welcoming all of us and taking care of all the creatives and other aspects. So Nupur, thank you so much for taking all the efforts and making this session a successful event. And I'm hopeful also that I could see some of the participants who are from other different part of the country also. So I'm sure that each one of us would have find the presentation very useful. And whatever the time we have invested of 90 minutes in this presentation, it is going to help us a lot in our journey as an academician. So I wish you all the best. And Dr. Narula, I'm once again very thankful for the time that you could spare to all of us. And we will have a lot of collaboration in future also with you. So thank you so much for your time. And thank you for all the attendees who could make it to this session. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you from my side. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity.
My pleasure,
And I
Sumitji.
think I have done well, and we will stay in touch. As if
Perfect,
any
yeah.
difficulty, any problem, please write to me, and I'm active on LinkedIn, and let's get connected on LinkedIn also. And as and when
Definitely.
something new comes to me, I will share with Dean, sir, and Dean, sir, will follow up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
everyone.
Sumitji, so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.